Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois Season 4, but also just DC TV as a whole. So Superman and Lois has done, a decent amount over its 3 seasons, now going into its fourth and final season, of course. But one thing it hasn't done that all the other Arrowverse shows did by their third season is a crossover episode. Now, of course, Superman and Lois did distance itself and is also now the only remaining show, so that sort of makes it just a bit hard, if you want to put it, but that doesn't mean the hope is dead, whether that comes from the fans of the show itself or just the people on the shows as well. So Brec Bassinger, who of course played Stargirl on Stargirl, and Alex Garfin, aka Jordan Kent from Superman and Lois, were at Wales Comic Con over the weekend in, as you'd expect it, Wales, and they were on a panel together alongside Matt Ryan, who I think is Welsh, who of course played Constantine on Constantine throughout the Arrowverse and on Legends of Tomorrow, and they were just doing a standard panel and also like a Q&A and everything like that, discussing certain things. And well, this came up, so let's have a watch and, more importantly, a listen.
Brec, yourself, Stargirl, obviously popped up with a nice little cameo in Titans as well. Is there anything rumbling there for a return of Courtney somewhere?
Well, that was actually kind of a setup for if we would have gotten a fourth season. Jeff Johns, the creator of Stargirl, he had such a wonderful idea, and our fourth season would have been a limited release of very particular, each episode a different crossover. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but that was kind of setting up for that. Mr. Superman and Lois over here, we met when I was filming in Vancouver, and we are totally manifesting that Stargirl makes a little cameo on Superman and Lois, and I've brought it up to Jeff, and I'm doing everything in my power to get back in that super suit.
Awesome. And with yourself, Mr. Superman and Lois, you have a fourth and final season on the way. Things have been lifted a bit. What can you tell us about what we can expect from that finale, that season?
Well, it's interesting because I always love being in a spot where I know just as much as the fans, which is where I was for quite some time. It was a strike, and I had no idea what I was doing with my life for a while. We didn't know if there was going to be a fourth season. I can say confidently now I finally know more than you guys. In that we read episode 1, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I really like the plan that they have. Still waiting on the full debrief call. But in regards to Brec's participation, we've been manifesting and maybe requesting a little bit here and there that she comes on. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. I can't wait. It's been a crazy journey. I started this thing kind of out of the gate with high school. I booked it right before COVID hit, and my life has been completely different ever since. So concluding that almost feels like, in a weird way, finishing college. But you know what I mean? It was 4 years of my life after high school, and I'm on to do other things. So it's a lifestyle shift as much as an experience shift.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting that to see, I wasn't expecting to see that on my feed, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting, because why would they talk about it if there's sort of nothing there to talk about? So Brec mentions Stargirl's cancelled season 4 plans with like a crossover in each episode. Now, I can't remember if that had been said it was going to be in every episode, or it was going to be like a lingering thing throughout the season, like the multiverse was a core part of the season 4 plans. I can't remember which way it was, obviously, because Stargirl ended quite a bit ago, and I remember going over it at the time when Stargirl wrapped up after season 3. I just can't remember the specifics of what was said at that time. But essentially what she's saying there with these things where each episode was its own little crossover sounded really cool. We weren't too sure the actual story basis of why that was happening, or why is each of these crossovers happening. It just sounded awesome, and we got a bit of a taste of it, which I think Brec references in that clip there. We got a bit of a taste of it in the Titans thing, where Beast Boy shows up on her Earth and stuff like that. So that was a little taste there, and I guess you would use Superman and Lois as a show there, and potentially The Flash as well, because I guess if Stargirl had been renewed, it would have been filming around the time of The Flash's final season, so you probably could have made it work if you wanted to, despite the fact that they filmed in different cities and countries. But that was one thing I was disappointed about when we didn't get Stargirl season 4, was that potential there, just because it could have been fun. Obviously, Stargirl was sort of a show similar to Superman and Lois, where it was just closed off in its own thing outside of the Jay Garrick aspect in season 2 and 3. But with Superman and Lois, I would say it's even more closed off, because at least Stargirl has that history with all these different heroes with the JSA, while Superman is pretty much just Superman. So it's more closed off than Stargirl was, even though we're used to Tyler Hoechlin being a part of the Arrowverse and in Crisis and everything like that. Now, one other thing that's said here is that Alex Garfin, who, as I said before, plays Jordan Kent, he has now read episode 1 of season 4's script, And, you know, before that, the strike was going on, and there was no, you know, back and forth in like regards to the actual writing of everything and like that and everything like that. So now he knows what's happening for the most part, at least in episode 1, and I guess has a decent understanding of where things are going, and he seems excited. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be this thing where they're going to weigh it down, and that they might be doing, you know, well, they might be thinking like, hey, this is the final run, this is the last dance, if you want to put it. You know, Superman's putting on his Air Jordans, and they're going to have a go with it and have some fun with it, and just, you know, try and make it the best final season they possibly can, even if there might be some limited resources, but we don't know behind the scenes stuff and, you know, all that jazz. Now, in regards to crossover ideas, in regards to what they potentially could do here, if there's anything potentially happening, I think one of the simple ones, and like some people would probably complain because people are just waiting to complain, but I think you could just make it that Stargirl just appears, just pops up on Superman and Lois's Earth in a very comic book style, like whether it's a portal or she just sort of like falls to the ground off the cosmic stuff, something like that. I don't think you really have to explain it that much. I mean, all the context is back on her Earth in regards to what her powers are and everything like that, and potentially even the origin of the threat and why she's here. So she might not just explain why, like exactly how she came here, just that she's here now. I think the thing we just have to understand is that she is on this Earth now, on Superman and Lois's Earth, and possibly looking for someone or something. You know, it could be an item or a creature, who knows. And this potentially could open the door, or maybe open the door to use like a zany, weird villain or character that isn't that common on the show of Superman and Lois. Like, we've just been dealing with like alien threats, but nothing like overly like makeup-y and stuff like that, or like some weird costume. It's, you know, it's very, I guess grounded is a word to use. So maybe you could like use some like corny ass looking villain, and Stargirl gets the help of Superboy or Jordan Kent to deal with this and find out who she's looking for. So this could maybe be something that they do in an episode where either they're just not going to use Superman, or Superman's busy, or like maybe Superman's in Metropolis dealing with Lex Luthor, and then Stargirl shows up and Superboy's the one to attend to her and help her in whatever she has to do in this episode. Like, I think that would be a pretty fun one-off episode, and just play into the idea that was there for Stargirl Season 4, where each episode would be this sort of crossover style episode of sorts with another character or another show. So you can kill like 2 birds with 1 stone, just get to see what Stargirl Season 4 could have been, as well as allow Superman and Lois to finally have that crossover with another character, or at least another lead character and another show. Now, Brett Bassinger does bring up Jeff Johns, who of course ran Stargirl, but is also a producer on Superman and Lois. So if it was a possibility of happening, and you could just easily make it work if, you know, things line up, I'm sure Jeff would be the one to maybe get it over the line. Like, hey, Greg Berlanti, hey, Todd Helbing, this would be cool. Just do it. The fans want it. And it depends if there's time and what the story is exactly. That's obviously time. That's obviously a very important thing. And obviously time permitting in the season is also an important thing, because there's only 10 episodes this season. But also, we don't know what the story is. The story could be something that's could easily be told over 6 or 7 episodes. So there's a bit of wiggle room there. We can have fun with 2, 3 of the episodes in the season. So let's hope some conversations are happening behind closed doors. They seem like they're hinting at it in this thing, but also they could just be playing up for the fans. But you don't want to create too much false hope, you know what I mean? In regards to other crossover ideas, I mean, this Earth's Courtney Whitmore, who is maybe also now Stargirl, could also be something. But like, I just think if you're going to go to the lengths of bringing the character and actress, of course, into the show and doing all that, you would just make it the one that people know and love from the show of Stargirl, not some alternate one that maybe you have to explain some history. And obviously, like, I think just using the one from the show is the best way to go about it. And you can even have some references from Stargirl or Courtney to things that have happened on her Earth since the show ended. Like, well, let's just say it's been a year or something, 1.5 years, 2 years, whatever it is, since we saw her last in the present day. And there can be some little references in regards to what happened. Or she can even reference some of the other events multiverse-wise that she's had before encountering Superman and Lois's Earth. Maybe she references, yeah, this guy in this red suit, he was calling himself the Flash. Like, I thought the Flash wore a helmet. Something like that. There could be some funny references if they wanted to do something along those lines as well. I think that'd be cool. Now, one of the, I guess, final things is that with this potential crossover, if it, like this crossover idea, is this the crossover that has the best chance at happening between Stargirl and the show Superman and Lois? And I would say probably, at least in regards to another lead hero from a show. And that is just mainly due to the non-availability of Grant Gustin when Superman and Lois is filming its final season. If he wasn't busy, I could see him probably being the most likely in regards to a main hero from another show, and also he would probably make himself available to appear if that is what the showrunners wanted and it worked. Because I'm sure he'd love to do Superman Lois, you know, just to experience something different there. But just due to his unavailability and what he's doing and, you know, that Broadway thing, I think this might be the best chance now just because of the eagerness, and I guess it's only one character. The only other difficulty could maybe be the VFX with the cosmic staff, but they could maybe make it that, like, the Stargirl shows up without that. But then again, that's her, like, power set. Unless they make it that she's sort of evolved, like that was in, like, the season 3 thing, where she has some of that power embedded within her. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they would do if this happened in regards to the VFX side of things. But yeah, if you've got any other ideas in regards to how they could do a crossover here between Stargirl and Superman Lois, let me know. Maybe they can even do multiple characters from Stargirl, but I think just doing the one of Stargirl is probably the most likely way to get it across the line and actually make it happen. Make it happening, might I say. Or make it happen. That's actually English there. But yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. But of course, if you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. And as I said, let me know your opinions down in the comment section down below. And maybe even if you have any different ideas in regards to like other characters, because you might be like, hey, okay, Stargirl sounds good. The Flash might have been another option, but I think this character has the best chance of showing up. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.